Hi writers and welcome in a new graffiti video. Or should I say maybe always the same video? Because today's one is gonna be a raw video, like the latest graffiti piece I've uploaded on YouTube. And also I'm gonna paint a piece with the same exact bucket paint. Mr. Vent, you always do the same video with the same letters and stuff like that. Well, this time is true, dear haters. The only two different things from the other video, or at least two differences, are the ones that I remember at the moment. The outline is a little bit different. The main difference is that this time I'm gonna be painting in a secret location. Let's take all the stuff, just one bag and one backpack. Not bad. Let's take a bus, on which I also had my breakfast, by the way. An incredible energy bar. Then a train and then black screen. Because if I show to you the entire process of how to get there, the location wouldn't be secret anymore.
A genius!
So, dear writers, welcome to the location. By the way, this is my first piece on the YouTube channel. So yeah, it's a secret location, but it's not new. The thing that's new for me is the spot that we are going to reach, because you might not expect it, but we are not going to the hell, we are just going to our wall. Okay. So, obstacle number one, pretty easy if you ask me. We are underneath the abandoned building. By the way, yeah, the thing in front of me is my dear friend Kira, that after today maybe is not gonna be that dear anymore. This because it's my man Kira that brought me in this as wonderful as swampy location. I don't know if you are actually seeing something, because it's pretty dark down here, but the fucking soil is completely soaked in water. So we have to be very careful. Porco dio il logo. Oh logo! Agapocchia! I was saying very careful about where we put our feet. Porco dio, sto affondando! Allora, fra, ma che si scema? Non capisco, tengo fangri in de scarpa, mannaggia Gesù Cristo porco. You know, fuck. Okay, now it's easier, because this is the spot, and there is no water. For now. The only problem is that there are these little, I don't know, things, coming out from the wall that Kira is gonna fix. Not bad. Let's help my dear friend. It's time to sketch. As always, I printed my sketch because I am very professional. The original purpose was to make a first coat in bucket paint, because the most of the walls in this building are made of cartongesso. Come cazzo si dice cartongesso? However, in a kind of material that absorbs a lot of paint. Otherwise, this is one of the main walls that sustain all the structure, and so is made of concrete. Is made of concrete. In theory, a coat of bucket paint is always a good thing, but we have no time, we are lazy, so let's put it on the wall. Ma è proto Stuart su. Mo, sì. I have to say that despite toy is something that you would never like to read on your piece, this is the best toy tag I've ever got. Also the flare, look at that. È venuto, grazie.
Ma io penso che mai rimane più su da così fatta la tela.
So, after a lot of time, only the ending part of the arrow is missing. But now I need to refine it with the black, because before doing that part of the arrow, I want to know exactly how the piece is looking. Because, you know, like that is more or less clear, but for... But for example, these lines are not super clear, especially on the tip. There are many possibilities. The final outline could be a little bit more on the left, a little bit more on the right, and I know that some writers don't meet that, but I do. The sketch is done. Now it's time for the fill-in that, as I told to you, is the exact same bucket paint of this piece that you're seeing right now, my latest one in the moment I am talking to the camera. And so yeah, at the end it turned out to be a very lazy day. I really wanted to finish the piece, but probably it's not gonna be like that. So, dear writers, as you can see, actually you can't properly see it, but it's golden hour. It's very late and we are very slow. We will have to come back here and finish the pieces. This is today's progress from me and also from Kira, as you can see. Basically, niente, siamo lenti. Yeah, we are just slow, because yeah, we didn't see each other for a while and, you know, we talk a lot, and since we talk a lot, we don't paint as fast as we should. So yeah, we will have to come back, and for me it's gonna be a fucking pain. However, for you it's gonna be very fast. And we are back on our way to the hell, hoping that today is gonna be a little bit drier. Okay, it really looks drier, which is very cool. Porco Dio! It's not that drier, it's just a little bit drier. Okay, so there is just one coat of pink paint on the wall. I need a second layer anyways, especially here where my friend brought toy to me. Thank you, dear Kira. Remember, dear writers, if you know what to search, the spot always offers you the right tool. I have a question for you, dear writers. What's the thing you would never like to get aware of while painting in an abandoned building? If you ask me, someone doing weird stuff in the building. And these noises are exactly warning us of that. We obviously decided to check what was going on. Kira went to see what was happening and I stayed to check our stuff, because Kira is more athletic and fearless than me. After quite a lot of time, Kira came back. I mean, probably it was like 3 minutes and I was too influenced by what was happening, but whatever. Okay, so at the end they were just kids using fireworks. I don't know if from the video is the same, but that sound felt like someone using a hammer or whatever against the wall or something, but it's okay. At the end they are just kids using fireworks. In Naples is actually pretty common, even if it's something that I truly don't understand, because it is as dangerous as useless. However, I mean, also painting graffiti in an abandoned location is as dangerous as useless, so maybe I am no one to talk. However, getting back to the graffiti piece of today, the dangerous graffiti piece of today, the second layer is done. Now it's time for the background. And I need a moment to think, because there are some spots like this part of the T and at the bottom of the V that I need to cover with the background, and so I have to plan it a little bit in my head. Okay, so the background is as messy as done. I made some tries with the outline, leaving out that it's completely crooked. I am not sure if the color is looking good with the background, but this is the one that I have, and this is the one that I will use. I also have a black, but it completely destroys the concept of the piece, so time for the outline. So I had to change my battery while I was completely into the outline flow, and this is a pain that a non-YouTuber person will never feel. It hurts because you are in the flow and stuff, but you have to change the battery. It's one of the disadvantages of being a YouTuber, but for now, the advantages of being a graffiti YouTuber are more than the disadvantages. So I will continue my YouTube adventure, but most of all, now I will continue my outline. Okay, the outlines are mostly done, not the ones on the 724. While sketching, I added like 2 dots before the number themselves, but I don't like them in the composition of the 724, so I will erase them. Dimmi.
Sembra un cazzo. Cazzo di profilo, all'irto le 2 palle.
Oh, re.
Bye bye, Dick.
Mannaggia Gesù Cristo. As you can see, I am having a lot of problems with this 724, even though I don't understand why at all. Maybe the thing is that the output of the cap is not as thin as I would like, but I realized it too late, so I will erase everything and do it all over again. But the 724 will dry a little bit, so shadows. Since I don't want to repeat over and over the same mistakes, I will change the cap for these little numbers. Outline is done, doner kebab. Ma che sangra maronna, ma che problema tengo nella vita? I just realized that the section lines are good only on the V. The other 3 letters, the E, the N and the T, are a lot chunky and throw-up-ish, and there is actually no place for the section lines, just on the E maybe here and here where I already made it. On the N maybe, but on the T there is no place at all. So I will just not do the section lines on the E, the N and the T. Also for a matter of consistency. Now it's time for some drop shadows that will be done with the same color of the other piece, and yeah. There is not much to do actually, because the most of the outlines are, let's say, not complete, so there is no overlapping. For example, here or also here there is just a tiny bit, but it's okay. Aiuto. Do you remember that I said that with the background I had to cover some first lines? Well, it wasn't possible everywhere, so I used a way more hardcore technique, the wall scraping. When you don't have a paint coat as primer color, there is always a way. That's my motto. This is not smooth, this is not professional, but it works, and that's the only thing that counts. The last 2 things missing are the highlights and maybe an overline.
Giro. rimane uno dei miei...
So, dear writers, as you can see over here, I am done with the piece, and fun fact, Kira is not, as you can see. However, 2 days for this piece are way too much, but I'm happy with the result, so this is how it looks like. But as always, let's analyze it. The balancing is the usual one for me if we talk about drop cap styles. The V is bigger than the other letters, and its big arrow sustains all the weight of the 3 other letters, that by the way are smaller. I tried to add more dynamism to the piece by adding 2 thin loops, the 724 in a specific place, 5 chips, and the 2 symmetrically placed flattened arrows. I also worked with the shape of the piece itself. Usually you can insert my pieces inside a rectangle. I like that, but I want to try new shapes, let's say, because sometimes the rectangle one limitates me, making my pieces look static. This time I used an hourglass shape with 2 curves, one at the top and one at the bottom. This gives more momentum to the whole piece. So the letters themselves are very nice. The V is classic and it works very well. But there is a thing that I don't actually like that much, which is the loop. I mean, it's okay, but it's not tense as it should be. It goes down a little bit, and I know it's a very small thing, but it disturbs me quite a lot. Then, the E is my favorite letter of the piece. Perfectly in the middle between a normal letter and a throw up. Well, I just love its chunkiness. The N is not as chunky as the E, but it's close to it. Also in this case, I love it because of its shape. It is very straight and it gets wider at the bottom. So simple but so strong. The T is the least successful letter in terms of consistency, because it isn't as chunky as the previous ones. But I mean, looking at the whole piece, it is justified, since the T, being as it is, slims the whole piece towards the right, balancing out the V, also thanks to the 724. I truly like the background. I think it succeeds in the purpose for which I painted it in this almost chaotic way. It fulfilled the viewer's eyes. Using 2 colors, different shapes and a lot of small lines, I think that's the key to achieve this result. Last but not least, the color scheme is very nice, and at the end also the outline color definitely fits with the background, and it also has enough contrast with the filling, which was another thing I was worried about. However guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Recently I am not that active on YouTube, but I want to warn you that probably for the month of December I will release and publish just one more video. I'll be busy and I will probably not be able to paint that much. However, leave a comment and a like, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.